Harris travels to the critical state of North Carolina.
Today will mark the vice president's fourth visit to North Carolina this year. The Biden-Harris campaign facing an uphill climb in North Carolina. A new Wall Street Journal poll shows former President Trump is leading in that state by 6 points. And Trump is also ahead in 5 other battleground states.
Fox's Brooke Sinan. President Biden will connect with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu over his military's airstrike that killed 7 aid workers in the World Central Kitchen in Gaza. Scary moments on a Southwest flight heading from New Orleans to Orlando hit with severe turbulence.
A flight attendant and passenger were injured and required medical treatment after landing. Radar showed intense storms over the Gulf of Mexico about halfway through the flight. Storms that affected Florida and the East Coast all day Wednesday as a cold front moved east.
Fox's Ted Lindner. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
And it's a Thursday. So happy it's Thursday.
Yes.
Thank y'all for joining us and those who will be joining us shortly. Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown.
And I'm Lee Barrows.
And I'm tired.
I am too.
You know, these old people like me, having to go out and do things in the evenings. When other people are just getting...
Coming from all that standing last night. It was standing room only.
Right. We were down at Biagio's last night for an event. With the Lieutenant Governor
Mark Robinson. And
He's
it was a full house.
Yeah, absolutely. Gubernatorial candidate running as a Republican against Josh Stein, who's a Democrat, who's been the Attorney General for the last almost 8 years. And I keep checking and I keep asking, what's he done? What's the Attorney General done for us?
This is your answer right here. Wait a minute.
I hear crickets. He's probably a very nice guy. I've never met him. He followed in the footsteps of another guy that I'm not sure is a nice guy, and I've actually never met him either, Mr. Cooper.
Yeah.
Governor. He was the Attorney General prior to, and there were so many opportunities to get ahead of some of the garbage that this nation faces, and he just didn't do it. In fact, I'd sent him several letters back in the early days of his reign, shall we call, as the Attorney General.
Right.
And I explained when I was getting telemarketer calls constantly, yada, 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 yada. I said, something's got to be done about this. And he said, well, I got a form letter back because I got it twice on both times that I sent him stuff. We're doing everything we can, but you can go ahead and sign on to the national do not call list.
Yeah, what good is that?
I said, you've got to be kidding. This is a joke, right?
Right. It is a joke.
Because do not call applies to one telephone number, which they change numbers more often than people change their underwear.
Well, now that these spammers and businesses, they know how to spoof a phone number.
They can spoof a phone number.
So,
like I said before, I've even called myself. I've looked down and I said, why am I calling me? Y'all have done one thing that is saving me some money right now with all these spoofers.
Right.
There were 2 people basically that called my landline. My daughter and my sister.
Yeah.
Not the ones in here, the ones up there. So I said, why should I do that? Because the phone rings all day, every day. So now that line is being disconnected, I think, today. But it's saving me $30 a month.
Exactly. And that's why
$360 a year.
Because get rid of nobody called my home phone.
My sister and the spoofers did. Yes. And they came up with all this stuff. And I just got tired of being aggravated. And Robbie will tell you, you get angry when they call and keep calling. Exactly. I said, I don't get angry. I get angry because I can't not reach down that phone line and grab them by their throat and drag them to where I am.
Well, isn't there a certain time in the evening that they're not allowed to
I
call
thought
after?
there was used to be, but I'm
Used to
getting
be.
calls up to 5 minutes till 9.
I was just going to say 5 minutes to 9 also, because I got a call not long ago and I go, do you realize what time it is?
Well,
And when I started to light into them, they hung up on me.
yeah, well, that's what they do now. They've
Okay.
so many of us out there are blasting them immediately right out of the gate. Because hi, I'm your Medicare. No, you're not. You're a lying sack of crap.
Well, I told you that I'm getting calls now from my mother from
Oh, really?
allegedly Medicare. She died in 2019. I mean, like, I was like, she's deceased. Click. I'm like, and you can call back the number. You're
No,
not going to
because
get anything.
you're going to either get
I
nothing
have
or you're going to
found-
get somebody whose number it really is.
You know, I'm a big YouTuber. I watch a
Mhm.
lot of news and breaking news. I've been watching the Port of Baltimore with them trying to, clean it
You're
up.
a junkie. Go ahead.
I'm a junkie, yes. But there is this one YouTuber, and I'm not even going to begin to say the name of his channel because I will mess it up and be so embarrassed. But it has to do with robocallers. And he goes live and he actually calls these spammers that call you and leave messages, or people send him stuff, say, hey, this guy was spamming me and stuff. And they're hackers. And he'll call them and he will just be so relentless on them until they end up taking their phones offline for a while for the day because of the calls they
That'd
get.
be fun.
Oh, he is just hysterical to watch.
All right. On this date, the year was 1968. Happened about 6 o'clock in the evening.
68.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was fatally shot while standing on the balcony outside his second-story room at the Lorraine Motel in Memphis. The civil rights leader was in Memphis to support a sanitation workers' strike and was on his way to dinner when a bullet struck him in the jaw and severed his spinal cord. King was pronounced dead at the hospital. He was only 39 years old. In the months before the assassination, King became increasingly concerned with the problem of economic inequality in America. He organized a Poor People's Campaign to focus on the issue, including a march on Washington, and in March 1968 traveled to Memphis in support of poorly treated African American sanitation workers. On March 28th, before then, a workers' protest march led by King ended in violence and the death of an African American teenager. King left the city, vowed to return in early April to lead another demonstration, and he did. On the 3rd, back in Memphis, King gave his last sermon saying, "We've got some difficult days ahead, but it really because I've been to the mountaintop." And he's go up to the mountain, and I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. The next day, Dr. King was shot and killed by a sniper. As word of the assassination spread, riots broke out in cities all across the United States. National Guard troops were deployed to Memphis and Washington, D.C. On April 9th, King was laid to rest in his hometown of Atlanta. Tens of thousands of people lined the streets to pay tribute to King's casket as it passed by in a wooden farm cart drawn by 2 mules. The evening of King's murder, a Remington 30-06 hunting rifle was found on the sidewalk beside a rooming house 1 block from the Lorraine Motel. During the next several weeks, the rifle, eyewitness reports, and fingerprints on the weapon all implicated a single person, an escaped convict named James Earl Ray. A 2-bit criminal, Ray escaped a Missouri prison in April of '67, a year earlier, while serving his sentence for a holdup. In May '68, a massive manhunt for Ray began. The FBI eventually determined that he had obtained a Canadian passport under a false name, which at the time was relatively easy to do. On June 8th, Scotland Yard investigators arrested Ray at a London airport. He was trying to fly to Belgium with the eventual goal, he later admitted, of reaching Rhodesia. Rhodesia, now called Zimbabwe, was at the time ruled by an oppressive and internationally condemned white minority government. Extradited to the United States, Ray stood before a Memphis judge in March of '69, pleaded guilty to King's murder, In order to avoid the electric chair, he was sentenced to 99 years in prison.
History.
A few days later, he tried to withdraw his guilty plea, claiming he was innocent of King's assassination and had been set up as a patsy in a larger conspiracy. The conspiracy theories have run the gamut. Some of the King family have even said they think he was a patsy, that higher ups were involved in that assassination.
Yeah.
And those theories continue spreading, making the rounds
Oh,
today.
yes, they do. People
King
still-
also, Ray also escaped from a Tennessee jail Tennessee prison where he's being held. Did you know that
I did
after
not.
the assassination?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
know
yeah,
that. I
he-
don't
he got
remember
away.
that.
He got away, stayed at large for a little while. This was he stayed at large for a short time, but he obviously got caught and he died in prison, as he should have. Ah, my goodness gracious! King was a notable individual. He was a peace-loving man. That was one of the things. He did not foster the idea that you had to be violent to get the job done.
Well,
And unfortunately, I mean, if he had lived, was only 39. If he had lived,
70, 30.
you cannot imagine how much good
That man.
that would have come out of that whole movement.
Exactly.
Um,
I agree with that. Wow,
anyway,
it's hard to believe it was that long ago.
1968. Yeah, and I was down in Sarasota, Florida, working radio, and with all the riots and everything that were going on. And I worked overnight. I worked from midnight until 6 a.m. On that particular shift. And the headlights came on in this parking lot of this way out in Yonderland radio station where I was on a swampy area.
Right.
And a deputy, I guess he was, he came up to the door and beat on the front door. I could see a uniform on him. So I walked up and unlocked it. And he said, do you know what's going on? I says, yes, I'm reading it off the wires here.
Mm.
And he said, make sure you lock your doors and, call us if you need us. He said, do you have any protection with you? I said, well, actually I do. He said, well, good. Where is it? I said, well, it's in my car right now. And he said, get it and bring it in with you.
Wow.
And my protection was my Belgium-made Browning 12-gauge shotgun that I'd been given for Christmas about 4 years earlier. So
I tell you, it's just such a shame that we have to live in a world like that.
It is.
But you talk about conspiracies and the theories and all that came out. I mean, people still talking conspiracy theories when JFK was killed.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, go on forever.
I don't. We probably will never know the full story
No.
because we won't live long enough. But there are things that have been filed away that will be opened up one day from that Warren Commission investigation report. I think what's his idiot name? Oswald. I'm reasonably sure he committed the murder
Right.
at all. People say, oh, he was an expert. Yeah. No, he wasn't. He was just a low-level shooter. He was not a sniper. But the distance that we're talking about was 35 yards.
Do you remember where you were that day that JFK
I was in
assassinated?
class. I was in history class.
I was in elementary, living on base, Tawapa Terrace, 2941 Garapan Place. I remember that. It used to be there, but it's not there anymore. But I remember coming home from school and
Yeah. Well, I remember somebody came to the door, another teacher, and Mr. Taylor, he goes to the door and he comes back inside and he told us, and people about half thought he was joking.
right.
Obviously he wasn't. And school was dismissed early.
Yes.
So,
We were on base. We got to, I remember, but we lived across the street. We just walked across the street.
Yeah. Who we got coming in this morning? Let's see.
Chris Marks is coming
Chris
in.
Marks
with
coming
us
in a
this
few minutes.
morning.
Yay.
Mhm.
We got some questions for him, and he's got a lot of information for us.
Yes, he does.
Good
I
stuff.
always
Good
enjoy
stuff
talking
coming
to
up.
Chris. Yes.
Oh, well. 6 violent felons incarcerated in New York are suing for the right to view next week's total solar eclipse despite a statewide prison lockdown. They're citing religious significance of the event. Really?
I
These
heard
are
that story
6
yesterday.
violent felons want the right to view, obviously from the enclosed area
Right.
outside their, say, jail cells,
I
prison
put them out
cells.
there without the glasses.
There you go. I say, open your eyes real wide.
Look.
Here's some
at this.
magnifying glasses. You want some binoculars? Take a look at it.
I heard that story yesterday. I about wrecked my truck. I was like, what?
The inmates at the Woodburn Correctional Facility, a Baptist, a Muslim, a Seventh-day Adventist, 2 Centuria practitioners, and 1 atheist. Just give me a second
I
here,
can't
okay?
even go there.
I can go with the Baptist, the Muslim, the Seventh-day Adventist, and 2 Centuria practitioners. I don't know what they are, but I'll give an atheist, and he's citing religious significance.
Well, he's got the devil in him. That's about all I can tell you. He's got the devil in him. And I know we've not talked much about the solar eclipse, and I think that's what, Monday?
Oh,
The
it's the
8th? What is
8th,
the
whenever
8th?
that is, Monday,
Yeah,
yes.
it is Monday. You're right. I'd rather just watch it on TV, tell you the truth.
I'll watch it on a replay in case I miss something.
Right. I remember when we were kids, how at school they had us make boxes. We took
Yeah,
cardboard
and
boxes and put a pinhole
Pinhole in it
in
and watch it that way.
it. Yeah.
All these guys are arguing that barring them from viewing the astronomical spectacle would infringe upon their constitutional religious rights.
Yeah. Okay.
Each expressed a sincerely held religious belief that April's solar eclipse is a religious event that they must witness and reflect on to observe their faiths. That's according to the suit. Who wrote that crap for them? A solar eclipse is a rare natural phenomenon that continue with great religious significance to many people.
What now?
I just know that the one that I was watching, actually I was doing radio at the time, and I talking about it live over the radio as it got darker and darker and darker. I had a light meter out, so I took the light meter reading at the beginning, and I kept telling what during the oncoming darkness, it was twilight. It never got dark. It's not midnight, y'all, if you haven't been through one. But it was a total eclipse, and the one thing I noticed, the dogs started howling.
Seriously?
Dogs were howling up and down the street.
I'd be in the house locking the doors.
It was weird.
I'd be like,
they felt something weird.
Yeah.
A lot of critters
Yeah,
feel
they do.
things happen before they
do
happen.
know.
So it's a sign of the times, I guess. Okay, today's severe weather tip is there's no eclipse today, but next week there may be. Is a courtesy of John Stars Electric, where you can get help with all of your electrical needs for both residential homes and commercial properties. A question often asked, how can I stop being afraid of severe weather? A lot of people want to know. A lot of people get really upset when severe weather forecasts are coming out, and when they get those alerts on their radios and on their telephones, duck, watch out, the end is near, or whatever. Advanced preparation is one way. You should be thinking about where you will take shelter, making sure you have several ways to get weather warnings and information, and having a plan for you and your family all can help reduce your fear and your stress levels when storms are in the area. If you're calm, cool, and collected, your spouse, your children will be the same. Knowing that you have given a lot of thought about safeguarding your family and property and taking the necessary action well in advance provides you and your family with the confidence that you are ready. Riding out the storm is good. Knowing that you are ready for the aftermath is another thing. A key to being able to deal with the cards you've been dealt can depend on a supply of emergency power. We know that power lines can be toppled during storms. They will happen at some point in time in your life. Luckily, local power companies are dedicated to restoring electrical power as quickly as possible. Sometimes, unfortunately, as in the case of Hurricane Florence here in 2018, that could take several days. When planning for emergencies, you can count on the services of John Stars Electric. They're standing by now to help you plan for power interruptions. Whether you're out of power for a day or a week, a Generac standby generator can serve as your security blanket. Power up your life with a Generac from John Stars Electric. Call 910-989-1908 today. This is the perfect time of year before it gets too busy to take advantage of the professionals. It's all turnkey too, and worry-free, and they service what they sell. Again, the number to get you started, 910-989-1908. Your live and local Real Talk. We'll be right back.
WSME.
Liberty Mutual presents How to Get Ahead at Work.
It's simple. Just ask for a meeting with your supervisor. While you're discussing the latest sales reports, just slip into the conversation that you customized your home insurance with Liberty Mutual and saved hundreds. Whoa! The business savvy you showed saving hundreds of dollars on home insurance will have you running seminars on saving money in no time.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com. Based on recent survey of new customers who switched and saved. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver Plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. So add those human pawns, loved ones, and save money. Thanks, kids. You're finally worth it. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Get 4 lines on Silver Unlimited for $25 per line per month, plus taxes and fees. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro. It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
The Marine Fort weather forecast brought to you by as a service of Community Prevention Services here in Jacksonville. Are you looking for quality mental health counseling? Parents, do you want information on the latest misuse trends among our young people? For all of your mental health abuse prevention needs, contact Community Prevention Services, 918 Henderson Drive in Jacksonville. Call them today, 910-353-0972. Remember, Community Prevention Services accepts most insurance plans as well. That number again, 910-353-0972. A small craft advisory remains in effect through Friday morning. Today, offshore, westerly winds 20 to 25 knots, some gust up to 30. Seas 6 to 8 feet, 5 to 7 near shore. Dominant period 8 seconds. Sounds and rivers are definitely going to be rough today. Tomorrow, westerly winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas 3 to 5. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop. Looking better. Saturday, northwesterly winds 15 to 20, becoming northerly 10 to 15 in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 4 feet, much more better. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop.
And today, besides cookies, we have increasing clouds with a high near 66. West wind 6 to 11 miles per hour, increasing to 13 to 18 in the afternoon. Winds could gust as high as 30 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy, then gradually becoming clear with a low around 41. Friday, sunny with a high near 64. West wind 5 to 10 with gusts as high as 16 miles per hour. Friday night, partly cloudy with a low around 40. And Saturday, beautiful, sunny with a high near 62.
There you go.
Yes.
Hey, talking about the community services there that Kelly has,
Yes.
and she runs and the sponsor of our marine weather forecast now. They had and we've talked about vaping on here before, right?
Yes.
Quite a bit. We've talked about vaping. Well, there's a lot you want to come out that hasn't come out yet, but we started getting reports yesterday morning, kind of early, about some intense investigations surrounding vape shops in the area.
Yes.
And we do know that about 70 plus were hit yesterday. Combined units from the Jacksonville Police Department, the Oslo County Sheriff's Office, Naval Criminal Investigative Services, and several others. It was underway and was working pretty well. They hit over 70 places yesterday.
It's a lot.
Investigation ongoing. Can't talk a whole lot about it because we don't know a whole lot about it, but they're looking at the illicit trade of controlled substances, vaping paraphernalia, and tobacco products emanating from local vape shops. It's ongoing.
Yes.
It's an ongoing investigation. I talked with Sheriff Thomas last night at an event, public event, and he said, yes, we're still ironing out all the details. We'll have them. We're sorting through them. We got multi-agencies involved. So we're all going to put everything together and we'll boil it down. And next week we'll have a news conference and then he will come on the show here.
Nice.
So we will have him in here to explain what's going on.
Yeah, it started hitting social media about 11 o'clock yesterday
Okay,
morning.
let me warn y'all for
was
just a second. The anti-social media stuff that's generally put out there by folks who are not news people, folks who may not be involved, but folks who drove by a scene or a vape shop and saw a bunch of blue lights or a bunch of lights with cars with blinkers on and became suspicious. And wow, the misinformation that can be spread, the speculation that can be spread is like mind-boggling. So wait, just hold on. That's what we're doing. I mean, we're not going to spread the crap.
The only thing they got right yesterday on social media was the fact that they were being raided because it was everywhere.
Yeah, and I'm not sure raiding is the proper term here yet, not until I know exactly what went down.
It's all in vocabulary,
raiding in my day was when you go kick a door and everybody hits the floor. That's the kind of raid that I did, that we did.
There was several shops close to where I live. That one I passed by, they were being visited.
Well, two of them that I passed by on the way downtown last night that are normally open at this time of day were not open. There were no cars around. There was one car at one of the places, but it was
back open this morning.
Was it to both of them?
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know about the one further down, but the one at the corner that I pass every day coming
here. Oh, you're talking about Belfork Road.
No,
I'm talking about.
You're talking about Harrogate?
No, Commerce.
Oh, Commerce.
There are two of them on Commerce. And, so I don't know. They're normally a very active location.
Well, the two on Gumbridge that I passed in the morning, right close to where I live, they were open this morning. So
we'll see.
I went in and made a
we'll see what they get.
Sweep of the premises.
One thing I've said before. One thing I would caution the individuals once they get raided. You can be raided again.
Well, they do this every year.
Before you even
just
go
about
to
every
trial.
Year, don't they? Because I remember 9-10 months ago they did this.
And so, I mean, obviously, before they can go in there, they have to have some kind of probable cause. So they've done some work. They've been doing some work.
It's just like a mystery shopper. The mystery shopper.
That
program.
could be the case.
Mm-hmm.
We'll call them undercover cops. So.
Send a 17-year-old there to buy cigarettes.
Yeah, that does happen. And, you folks who are, y'all fall for that way too easy.
Some of these 17-year-olds look a lot older.
It does not matter what the age they are, or what age they look. It's what age they are that counts.
That's right. That's right.
If they say, "Oh, I don't have an ID," well, then you're definitely underage.
Right.
So we got a guest in the studio, isn't there?
Yes, we do.
Good morning.
Our friend Chris.
Our buddy Chris Marks is in here joining us.
He brought cookies. That's what I was referring to.
But he also has a red T-shirt, a red shirt on.
Yay! Go Pack.
That and go crime.
And go, Crime Stoppers. Yeah.
It's all in the vocabulary, Rayford.
I say go crime, like go far away crime.
Yes. Okay. What you were just talking about, I saw it yesterday when I was doing tickets, and one was visited right close to your house, and they had a nice conversation. It looked like.
Oh,
I didn't stop to listen to it.
Say, hey, y'all, let me explain why you shouldn't be doing this.
Well, maybe I should have stopped and tried to sell them some
tickets
for our.
You could have done that.
Our barbecue fundraiser.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Tell them they need to do something for the community now.
Yeah.
All right, Crime Stoppers. Been in operation here in Onslow County since probably, the 80s?
Oh, actually, 1999.
1999, okay.
When we really started here with the police department.
Mm-hmm.
and then joined in with the sheriff's department and military base. And we've been going strong ever since. And a lot of it has to do with the public.
Okay. Well, it's for the folks who they've always heard about Crime Stoppers. Let's cut it down to nuts and bolts. Anybody who sees a crime, knows some information about a crime they've read about, if they got some decent details, or even if they're just suspicious about their neighbor who might be a drug dealer.
Sure.
Well, let me give you one example here in Jacksonville, over there in the Saltwood neighborhood in Northwoods. Okay. There's one guy over there that when he gets a load in, he turns his red light on the porch light on.
Yeah.
Hey, bud, I know who you are, and the police are sooner or later going to nail you to your hide to the barn. I guarantee you. I know who you are. I've seen you in action. People, when the light comes on, people come up. They get up to the front door on the porch. Transaction is made. They drive away. When you time vehicles and they're there for a minute or less, they're not there buying newspapers.
No, they're probably not dropping off cookies.
No, they're not dropping off cookies. They're not having any conversation. And when they circle, this is a cul-de-sac. So when they go in and circle before the red light comes on and they just drive right out, all you got to do is sit back and wait for them to come around again.
Sure. Yeah.
Duh. Now you're developing probable cause as you go along.
They're using the wrong color light. Isn't the red light for other things?
Well, there may be other things available, but if it is, it's, no, because they do it on the front porch.
Yeah.
Transactions made on the front porch, and that's all that's done.
Oh my gosh, you said red light, and I'm like, oh.
And as
Lord.
best I know, there's only one male person living there.
I have green lights occasionally on mine, but that's to honor veterans.
Oh, okay.
There's a green
Yes.
and there's the blue
Yes,
for law enforcement.
Right.
Which needs
I need
all
to
our
get some blue
support,
ones. Right.
but,
I stay away from the red. I don't do red.
yeah. Well, we all know back in the day what red what red meant
do
for
the
the
red.
I'm not sure what's it mean.
It had to do with the oldest profession, I think. I'm not sure about that. I won't say that for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Taking it from the street corner.
But yeah, I mean, and it's a good point that you brought up, Rafer, because if you see it, tell somebody about it. And in this case, if you call it into the Crime Stopper hotline, it goes to Central Dispatch. And then Central Dispatch will send it, depending where you live, city or county, to that law enforcement agency, and they take it from there.
Right.
The good thing is, and people may be a little leery about it, I don't want my name out there. Your name's not out there. It's anonymous. So when you call in, you get a number.
Right. They assign you a number.
Yep. And that number is specific for you. And so once a month, our Crime Stopper board meets. We have a great board, great individuals on it, a great executive board. And we will go over the tips for that month or the previous month of tips that came in and tips that led to an arrest and or conviction. And based on the type of crime it is, misdemeanor, felony, etc., the board determines what amount of money that tip should get.
Right.
And it's not always easy to go, okay, that tip was worth this. But when you get a tip that leads to 10 or 11, 12 felonies, that's a pretty good tip.
That's a good deal.
That's a very good deal. And then so once that's done, the person that did the tip can call anytime and go, here's my tip number.
Have I got anything coming?
Do I have anything? And if you do have something coming, they'll go, okay, tip number 8675309. All you have to do is go to Marine Federal Credit Union on Western Boulevard, the main branch. You go through the drive-through.
Don't get out of your car.
Don't get out of your car.
Don't have to provide ID.
You're wearing my mask and sunglasses.
Yeah, you just give them your number and you're sent cash.
They give you cash.
They give you
It's a-
cash
it's a
machine.
teller
That's
with
it. And nobody knows anything about you. And especially in today's world of technology, and people have the Ring cameras. And more than likely, when I recently lived in Bryn Mawr, we had gang shootings at our corner all the time.
I remember those.
And on our street, we actually had somebody that was a major drug dealer out of their house. It was caught on ring. That is given to the police department, who eventually give it back to you, but they take that information, they get their case, they get them arrested. It's done. And so the people that are contributing to getting criminals off the street, that's the big thing.
Right. Now, these, I will tell you that I also have talked with the chief and the sheriff and other lawmen in the past. The more tips that come in about a specific location about drugs, hey, I'm really suspicious. Here's what's going on here. Somebody else sees the same location, calls in and says, here's what's going on. They give you a different perspective, a different viewpoint. Hey, by the way, I've got some video of all this stuff that's going down, and it just looks suspicious to me. And I've got these tag numbers. Would you like those tag numbers? Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But the more people that call in, the more likely it is that that's going to move up high on the list of investigations.
Of course it is. Yeah.
That's the way the drug guys work.
And we have taken cases where there's been multiple tips called in, and the reward is split among the tips. Now, of course, you get 10 people calling in with the tips. Some of them the tips may be well past, and maybe it's been reported in the media, something along those lines. But that's where the board has to make their determination. And that's the toughest part of our meeting is when we go over the tips, because you have a group of individuals serving this board who, some say, well, that was really more important in this part. And some of our board is made up of law enforcement. And,
they understand.
Yeah, they understand. And they were like, well, what would you do? That's not going to sway anybody. It's just their opinion. And we come to a consensus, and that's pretty much what we vote on.
Give me an interesting scenario of an event that happened here in Onslow.
The saddest one that I've been on the board for over 20 years was the murder of a lady at the bingo parlor on Henderson Drive.
Oh, yes. I remember it well.
I remember that.
But it was one of the most rewarding ones because we had tips coming all the way from California. And some people, when they are given an award, choose not to accept it. They want it to stay with the Crime Stopper board. They're doing it because it's the right thing to do to turn somebody who's dangerous into law enforcement.
Good.
We've had things shoplifting from stores in the mall.
Well, that can be a gang operation too.
It sure could be. Yeah.
So you can lead to all sorts of things.
Oh, yeah, we've had shoplifting, but we've people who have been on the run from the law. I know where they're at. Law enforcement wants them, and they'll go get them.
Now, quite often, these individuals who will want to rat somebody out, which is okay, good, that's fine, but they may have ulterior motives. Well, guess what? That's good too.
Yeah,
whatever they are. It may be somebody that dissed you, that you know about them, so it's time to get even.
Sure.
That's not a problem. Not with me, anyway.
No, and one of the things that as the board, when we're getting the report from law enforcement, and we get a report that shows how many calls went to JPD, how many went to the sheriff's department, Holly Ridge, the base, and then they break them down into what types of crimes they were. Sadly, obviously, most of them are drug related, and then they break down a little bit more. But when we get those, we're never given the name of the person that was arrested or anything. We're given just the facts of this tip was called in, and here's the facts.
Okay.
Minus the names. Yeah, obviously, we don't need to know the names. But here's and this is this is the result of what that tip did.
Sure.
It led to X amount of felonies or X amount of misdemeanors, and whether they were arrested or not. We even had some where they were just skipped by.
Okay.
think I caught him in another county.
That's okay.
Yeah. I mean, you eventually, law enforcement is
The bondsman will like it.
The bondsman will love it. Yeah. But it ultimately ends up with the criminal being where they're supposed to be, in jail, and possibly maybe even be able to watch the solar eclipse. If that's what they want to do.
If they want to do that, go ahead. Here's about some binoculars.
I heard that coming in, and I was going, that's okay. I know they got a lot of rights. They got free meals.
Go ahead. You have a right not to see.
Yeah.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we want to find out where you get your money from, and in general. And you got a fundraising event coming up, so that will be one way. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
In a season of falling temperatures and rising energy bills, your local Bryant professional is always ready, standing by to protect your home's comfort and defend you from uncomfortable temperatures and the higher energy bills associated with them. Ready to do whatever it takes for your home, your family, and you to be comfortable without breaking the bank. Because when the temperature falls, that's when your local Bryant professional turns up the heat efficiently.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this winter. Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, serving our community for over 25 years. Also, Down East can help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today at 346-4311.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available, and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back, and we're just talking about Crime Stoppers and talking off mic about previous cases, some that were funny to me because I was involved in them from a news standpoint. We used to shoot in TV. We actually did recreations. Generally, it happened about once a month because the police department had something that they really needed to get somebody off the streets. So we'd recreate the crimes. And a couple of them were turned out to be funny. One time, the officer that was assigned to be there, he forgot to call in and tell dispatch that we were recreating a crime. And the crime was involving at a shoe store, a robbery, an armed robbery that occurred. And the guys came from around the corner. So two guys come from around the corner with masks on and carrying a gun. And a unit going by saw it and calls out, a robbery in progress. And he wheels in there. Of course, the detective that was working with us, he got on the radio, 1020, disregard. As Crime Stoppers were recreating one. He just forgot to call it in. That was all.
1022, 1022.
Yep, absolutely. Quickly. Oops. How do you get your money?
Mainly donations, donations from the public, and our once a year barbecue fundraiser
coming up.
That's actually in the progress right now. It's during the month of April, and we've teamed up with Smithfields on Gum Branch Road.
Yay.
And tickets are $10 this year.
I brought my money. Did you bring tickets?
Of course.
I need two.
I have tickets. Yes, I have
Yes.
many tickets, and
I'll get you during the commercial.
okay. But basically, you get a choice of barbecue or chicken, coleslaw, potato salad, and hush puppies.
Here's your first 20.
Well, I can go over on a break and get the tickets so I don't forget them. And the good thing, we do it in a couple of ways that we have found now. We used to set up at the mall and sell plates
Right, I
there,
remember
sell them in
that.
advance.
In the parking lot.
Yep.
But that was just for one day, though.
One day.
Right.
And then we got to talking and talked to the people who were buying them and found out that they liked it better if they had like a whole month when they could get it
I like
when
that.
they would like it.
Makes sense.
And besides, they could buy multiple tickets and just get one a week, right?
And we do have people that do that.
Cool.
Multiple. And so what we did is we decided we would get away from the one day. And so now in April, for the whole month of April, you can buy your ticket as you did today, Rayford, or whenever you buy them, and you can use them up until the end of April. And you go to Smithfield's Barbecue and you say, I have a ticket from Crime Stoppers for a platter, and they'll ask you barbecue or chicken. And then, of course, if you want to drink, it's kind of, that one's on your own, but they will give, I'm sorry, I'll buy you a drink. They will have it ready for you. And if you get 10 plates or more, because we have a lot of businesses, which is where I go out when I leave here before I go out to the airport to do that adventure I'm in now, will deliver.
Okay, good.
And,
Nice.
Our school system, which I love to death, Dr. Collins and his staff have been so supportive of Crime Stoppers. And a lot of times the teachers at the schools will have a day, and we deliver, once delivered 150 or 175 lunches to one of the schools.
Cool.
And all the teachers had lunch, obviously at different times, but you can, put the cold stuff in, put it in the refrigerator and then warm up the barbecue. And
Well, I can eat barbecue.
Absolutely.
You betcha. So we do that as well. And businesses have gotten behind this extremely well.
Businesses, I would encourage you to do it, even if it's not just for your staff, but if it's for some of your customers, some of your whoever, give them a ticket.
Yeah.
Nice.
You sell a car, give them a ticket.
Yeah.
Duh.
You hear that, Robin?
Yeah. I mean, that's cheap. That's the easy way to do it, right?
Robin wants to buy a bunch of tickets. now.
Sure. Okay. Actually, the dealership that he works at is very supportive of Crime Stoppers.
They're
lot
very
of the car
supportive
dealers-
with a lot of things.
They
yes.
are.
They're
They
very
are.
good.
And many of the car dealerships, a lot of the banks and credit unions, they're very supportive of it. But again, talking about Onslow County Schools for just a second.
Yes. I'm sure you do a lot of sales there.
We do a lot of sales. Yesterday, I was in Richlands talking to some of the schools in Richlands, and last year I visited every school in Onslow County to do this. But one of the things I noticed was you don't get into those schools unless you go through an SRO first.
Hope not.
I know.
You don't.
Kelly and I was with Kelly 3-4 months ago on that poster contest. And I'm going to tell you what, I mean, we had to ring the doorbell, go on the intercom. They walked us in, and then we had to show ID.
Sure.
We had name tags all over us by the end
They're
of the
cheap
day.
to buy.
But I have to applaud the schools.
Oh, absolutely.
For the security measures that they have taken.
You have absolutely no idea, no way of knowing. We don't know. Nobody knows how many acts of stupidity have been averted because of that activity right there.
Absolutely correct.
Sure, and I love it's the public schools. You have to hit the
intercom.
Right. They ask you who you are and what you're there for, which is great. And so I'll go, Crime Stoppers. I'm Chris Marks, and I got ID. I'm here to talk about. And this information has already been distributed to the schools, and so they're out.
So they're kind of expecting.
They're expecting it, and
Right.
we get good response from them. And it's just we have been recognized by the state as one of the best every year. Jacksonville, Almsville County Crime Stoppers is recognized as one of the best.
Good.
And
Yes, it should be.
It's because of our community, our law enforcement, and what our board does. And we love National Night Out. We love doing our fundraiser in April. And we love, we do. And we love Smithfields for teaming with us for that. And all the rest of our donations come from individuals.
Right. Well, after the commercial, I want to ask you about your relationship with Smithfields.
Okay.
All right. You're live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of these specials and many, many more at your locally owned and operated Richlands Piggly Wiggly, where good things cost less. Down home, down the street. Highway 24, Richlands. Fresh ground chuck, 10 pounds or more, $2.99 a pound. Certified Angus beef family pack, T-bone steaks, $11.99 a pound. Boneless chuck roast, $5.79 a pound. St. Louis style pork ribs, $2.49 a pound. Prairie Fresh Boston Whole Butt, just $1.49 a pound. Spring Mountain Farm Fresh Whole Chicken, $1.59 a pound. Red Seedless Grapes, 99 cents a pound. And russet potatoes, great for baking, just $2.99 per bag. Enjoy down-home country cooking in the deli 7 days a week in the store. Dine in or take out, featuring hot, fresh chicken that will make you smile. Country breakfast starts at 5:30 a.m. daily in your Richlands Piggly Wiggly Deli, and it's home to the famous Merle Bowl. You can also take advantage of the fast, friendly pharmacy located inside Richlands Piggly Wiggly. Richlands Piggly Wiggly, down home, down the street, where good things cost less. Highway 24, Richlands. Remember, save big with the pig.
Chico's Tires, 2320 Wilmington Highway is Jacksonville's oldest tire company, and now Jacksonville's newest tire company is Little Chico's, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard. Little Chico's carries all the major brands and all sizes, such as Michelin, Goodyear, BF Goodrich, Bridgestone, and many others, and all new tires have warranty. In addition to a great selection of new tires, Little Chico's has used tires starting at only $30. In addition to new and used tires, Little Chico's does brake service, minor auto and truck repair, expert custom window tinting, and towing. So if you need tires, new or used, brake service, minor auto or truck repair, expert window tinting, or if you need a tow, visit Jacksonville's newest tire store, Little Chico's, 1675 North Marine Boulevard. By phone 910-333-0473 for Little Chico's Tire Service, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard, right here in Jacksonville.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, You never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843. Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real. 97.1 WSME.
And Chris Marks, he wears many hats, but from Crime Stoppers this morning for one in the first part of the segment anyway. And folks, you can contribute $10 for a meal. Okay, you can get a ticket. You will get a ticket for $10. Buy a bunch of tickets, and you'll get a bunch of tickets. And here's a thought. I know that I have, and I know that my wife has. She's called me when I'm at home and she's getting ready to come home. Hey, what would you like for dinner tonight? Or I call her on a regular basis. I said, you have any thoughts for dinner tonight? And as often as not, neither one of us will. You got these 2 little tickets in your wallet over there or on your dashboard, and you say, I got an idea. Neither one of us are cooking tonight. I'm stopping and picking up something. You want chicken or you want barbecue?
You know,
What a great way to do it.
I almost went through the other day because I just had a craving for the chicken. Now I'm glad I waited.
Yeah, now you can do it twice if you want to get 2 tickets. You get 7 tickets.
I thought about that.
You can get 7 tickets to go pretty much every day of the week for a while.
Yeah.
I'd start squawking like a chicken.
Hey, Bill, is that you?
Yes, it is.
You got a comment,
Hey,
question?
I was calling. Yeah, I was just calling. I guess where I've seen some of the things for Crime Stoppers, and I think that people calling tips and stuff that lead to the ends of crime, etc. But in the past, where they had all that stuff with bail bondsmen, that one bail bondsman with the prostitution, was there any way where they could have gotten that guy's license pulled if it became obvious that he was just, they were paying for the escape, kind of thing?
Oh, there was a guy here in Jacksonville many years ago that he ran a bail bonds company, and he would bail out hookers, and of course they didn't have any money to pay his fee, and they put them right back on the streets.
Was his initials AF?
Yeah, unless he was collecting their money. If he was there, the ones they gave their money to after they made it.
And he continued making money off of that. Yes, that was the case. But no, I don't remember whatever happened to him. He was still in business when I left town, but he's gone now.
Yeah, he's passed away many years ago.
Yeah, was that one of the reasons why you left town and left the police?
No. I got a better job. I got money. I got a job that paid money.
Yeah. Yeah. No, okay. Well, I understand that too. That was just part of doing the services of the country. You didn't get paid a lot,
Yeah, back in the day it was $6,000 a year.
Yeah, I know when I first joined the armed services, it was like we got paid $3,000 or so. So.
Well, when I first joined, that was before you. Our monthly paycheck was $64 in boot camp.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a friend. His was 67, so he must have joined a year after you.
Or joined another branch, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right. Yeah. No, I was wondering what they could do with a guy like that. That was he? It would hit me if he was paying their bond or bail to get him out, so they could just leave. He was probably collecting the money from them as.
Of course he was. That was the deal. They went to work for him to pay off their fee.
And
indentured servitude.
The gentleman we were talking about passed away in 2005.
Mm-hmm.
The what?
He passed away in 2005. This guy.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Maybe there's justice there. So,
all right.
All right. Well,
thank you, Bill. Have a good one.
Take care, Bill.
Yeah, take care.
Yeah, you too. Okay.
Wow.
You have another one about Crime Stoppers before we?
Yes. Smithville Barbecue is part of this fundraiser now. Do some of the fees for the ticket go to Smithville, or are they donating 100%?
No, they
They got to have some.
They have to have some. Sure.
Right,
They
to
gotta stay in
cover.
business.
Yeah.
Which is
I understand that. I'm just like, kudos to Smithville anyway for being a part of this.
Oh,
Well, even when you fish fries or anything else that are done by the various
Yes.
clubs in the area or service organizations or whatever, they got to pay for the product,
of course
Right.
yes.
Right.
So,
but they don't pay full price for, like, you go to a restaurant and buy the meat. You don't
Right.
have to pay that much.
no, and Smithfield's in the past not only sell us the tickets at a discounted price so that Crime Stoppers can have some money to pay out tips, but they also make a contribution to
That's even better.
that.
Excellent.
And we have some of the businesses in town that just write sizable check as a donation.
Mhm.
And
Not expecting tickets.
no, not expecting anything. They
Okay.
they do it out of the kindness of their heart and for the community. There's a lot of businesses like that. In December, we have and 3 of the businesses are recognized at that luncheon
Oh,
for
good.
their support of it. And it's a wonderful organization.
It is.
Oh, it is.
And I've been proud to serve on it for over.
And any of them that I'm familiar with, I'm sure this is not true across the country, but any of them that I'm familiar with are spotless.
Yes.
I've never seen a blemish whatsoever.
When we go to the state meetings, we have never come back without any kind of recognition for
Yeah,
something that this board has done.
Y'all boys have done good, is all I can
Well,
tell you.
On behalf of the board and the executive board, we thank you for that,
Okay.
because if it weren't for WSME and your support for it by letting us come on and talk about it, a lot of people wouldn't even know that we're out there. And so one of the things we do now is we get the car out more often. And if there's time after the news break, want to mention something that is at the schools and that is in neighborhoods that people may not know is out there, but should know about.
We'll do that right after this news break. You're live in Local Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. Fox News is now.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Gianna Gelosi. President Biden and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu are going to talk today. Their first call since the Monday IDF strike that killed nonprofit World Central Kitchen aid workers in Gaza. In a statement, Netanyahu has said this happens in war. Vice President Kamala Harris will campaign in North Carolina today.
The Biden-Harris campaign facing an uphill climb in North Carolina. A new Wall Street Journal poll shows former President Trump is leading in that state by 6 points.
That is Fox's Brooke Singman. That poll also showed President Biden trailing former President Trump in 6 other swing states. A judge in New York rejecting former President Trump's bid to delay his April 15th hush money criminal trial until the Supreme Court has ruled on the presidential immunity claims. The Supreme Court is scheduled to hear those arguments on April 25th. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
Okay, a couple minutes after 8 o'clock, 3 to be exact, and our guest in the studio, Chris Marks.
Yes.
Talking about Crime Stoppers, right? One thing, and you've got something you want to say final about that?
Well, yeah. So I was talking about the Onslow County Schools, and with the help of Dr. Collins, Dusty Rhodes, Jody Ramsey, and others. There's so many people I'd love to mention, but we also have Texatip.
Yes,
so,
Texas, that's right.
I got to tell you, one of the proudest things that when I sit in these meetings and we hear that a student from a school talked to a resource officer.
Oh, good.
And told them this student is selling marijuana or doing something, and they end up getting that. They'll end up with a reward in some cases. And the students, when they're on the school bus, they're able to see the Texatip that are on the school buses. The Texatip addresses on there for them to do it. Some go up to the resource officers during the day and tell them about these individuals, other students who are doing something they shouldn't be doing. And at all the schools, we have actually the Crime Stopper signs that people may see with the information, the phone number, the text to tip line, and what rewards could be given out for information that leads to the arrest or conviction. So again, Onslow County Schools so valuable to Crime Stoppers, and again, I just wanted to take my hats off to them. And then in neighborhoods, you'll see the signs as well.
Yes. I will tell you also, folks, and you guys at schools and elsewhere, you may be looking at somebody that is dealing with some dope. You may be looking at somebody with some minuscule amounts of pot or whatever. It's okay. You might not want to look at it this way, but somebody up the line, up the food chain, is supplying this stuff.
Yes.
And it's not just supplying it to this one individual. They've got a whole bunch of these. They got little tentacles out there everywhere. So somewhere at the head of that tentacle is the head of the octopus. If you report this one guy and they pick him up, narcotics officers have a way of extracting information. And no, it's not under the heat lamp or anything like that, or rubber hose. But they, they can work deals. They can help him out, help the person out, and lead up the food chain to the source of all of this crap. You have no idea how valuable that one little tidbit of information, the dude with a nickel bag on him in school, what it can lead to.
You're exactly right, because somebody is supplying it to them, and it's working, as you said, Rayford. It's coming down from the head, and it's working its way down.
Yeah.
And that youth does not want to go through life with a criminal record.
That's right.
So
they can help him out.
They can help him out,
as long as he helps them out.
And we have actually given rewards to students, and it goes. Sometimes it may go to their parent to oversee that
Sure.
reward that they get,
as it should.
Yeah, because a lot of kids right now, if they get a reward of substantial money to a teenager or to a youth in middle school or something, maybe $100, $200 tip.
That's huge.
That's huge. So the parents oversee that, but these are things that are internal works within Crime Stoppers to make sure that if somebody gives a tip and it's paid out. But the youth of today, there are a lot of youth out there that will go to SROs.
That's good. Then somebody at the head of the SRO, the PD, and the sheriff's office, they're doing right to get these guys in with the kids, not to be rat them out or anything, but to help them.
Well, Chief Yanero with the city police department, Sheriff Thomas, they are fully behind this.
I know they are.
The city schools have, public schools have it. I even go to the school that may be private, and we'll obviously they support it as well. We get a lot of support just from the whole county. The thing is, a lot of people in the county may not know about Crime Stoppers because we're not out there all the time in the public. But that's my new job, is to make sure people know about Crime Stoppers.
Well, you'll do a good job with that one, no doubt about it.
How long has Crime Stoppers been around here in Onslow?
Well, 1999, but I would say really full force in 2000. Colonel Joe Yanessa, who was our chairman for a long time, and Bob Bright, who's a retired fireman. They were the chairman and vice chairman for a long time, and now Donnie Worrell is.
He does a lot of work.
He really does, and we actually get recognized by other organizations.
I saw that just in February, the Joseph Montford chapter of the National Society of the Daughters of the American Revolution presented the Jacksonville-Onslow County Crime Stoppers with a prestigious Community Service Award. And this award recognizes individuals or organizations that have contributed to the community in an outstanding manner through voluntary heroic, civic, benevolent service, or by organizing and participating in community activities. So,
Yay.
congratulations.
Well deserved. Yeah.
Well deserved.
We do get recognized by many organizations, and I'm glad, Lee, thank you for bringing that up, because I did want to mention this. If there's an organization such as a Rotary Club or a church organization.
6 of them here, don't we?
Oh, at least. I realized when I was back in the noon club, we had a noon and a morning one. Now they have different branches, morning, noon.
Swansboro.
Yeah, I had the chance to talk to the Swansboro one.
That's a great group there too.
And but chamber organizations, anybody that would like to have Crime Stoppers come out to speak to them, which
reach out.
9 out of 10 times it'll be me, and they can call me at 910-389-8698. Unless you're a telemarketer or selling grave sites.
Or automobile.
Your warranty.
Yeah. But yeah, give me a call and I'd be happy to come out and do a presentation to any organization that would like it.
While we're talking about the people calling, I had one the other day to call. I'm for your Medicare. I said, I've got Medicare. Yeah, but did you get the 2024 plastic ID card? I said, don't need one. Why? Because I'm not old enough. Huh? You just said you had Medicare. I said, yeah, but I stole it. What?
What?
I mean, I just gathered grief.
Well, you got to have fun with them.
Somebody's got to have some fun with them.
Oh,
that's my source of fun.
Click.
But anyway, people are calling. They want to sell you a plastic. Just go get yours laminated if you have an issue with it. That's what they're going to do. They're going to laminate a piece of plastic.
Yeah.
A piece of paper.
Well, it's interesting when you mentioned that, because
But the problem is you give them your social security number.
You'll never hear from
Don't do
them
that.
again.
Oh, no. We'll get calls for someone saying, we thank you for your past support, yada, yada. And it's professional organization running money. And I'll just say, but you know what? You're in fundraising, so am I. Currently, we're having a Crime Stopper fundraiser, and I was interested if your organization would like to buy some tickets for it.
Click.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the TV days, we had multiple printers, of course, at the TV station. We had 3 in the newsroom alone just to print copy. And they would call, because everybody did it. And you'd get a call, hi, are you the one that normally makes the purchases for your printer ink and printers and all that sort of stuff? Yeah, what you need? He said, would you like the same number that you got the last time? I said, how many did I get from you last time? Well, I said, you didn't call me last time. Goodbye.
I will report all this to Crime Stoppers.
There you go.
That's right.
I mean, they look for just sell you, because you got a standing order anyway with somebody else, but then they try to horn in on that deal.
As you folks have mentioned many times as I've listened, as you know, these people are sadly they're trying to take advantage of the elderly.
Yeah, try that too.
Yeah,
don't do that for some of us. We're old and we got this way because we're smart and cagey, and we also get even.
I just like having fun with them. And this Crime Stopper organization that's been around since really going strong since 2000. This is our only fundraiser of the year. We possibly may start a new one this year and doing a golf tournament. We're going to try.
That would be nice.
We might, but this is really our big one. And if we could get everybody just to help support that, and I know times are rough with the money and things, but $10 for a platter of good food and go into a good cause.
Maybe you can make arrangements with some place like and have a shooting day out there. A shooting day out there. Let some people pay $10 for a ticket to go shoot. Because they got to buy their own ammo.
Sure,
they got to buy it from there, and they get a target, and then they go shoot for $10.
I'm not going with a bunch of people. I don't know whether they even.
Well,
know
they
how
don't
to
have
shoot
to
a
go
gun.
at the same time. They could go at any time during
I'm
the.
glad you clarified that, because I was like, no. I know a long time
I'll
ago.
bring it up at the next board meeting.
Be interesting.
When a long time ago, the Republican Women's Club, we were like, we're all going to go shooting. And I was like, I'm not going. Because, I mean, there's some people that, I told you the time I went to qualify for my concealed carry. And I'm looking around, and some of these people didn't even know how to hold a gun, let alone
how's
load
it
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he said he wants to go first, like me. I left. I was like,
That's
I'm
the
gonna
way to
stick
do
around.
it. Okay, let's see. We're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, we're going to go into another topic.
Yes.
Okay. You got another one to
topic.
deal with.
Yes, I do.
We got two for today.
Okay.
You're live on local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We'll be right back.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only cover protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, Solid-Tech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home that's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
It's live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Marine Weather Forecast is brought to you by a public service of Community Prevention Services here in Jacksonville. Are you looking for quality mental health counseling? Parents, do you want information on the latest substance misuse trends among our young people? We do know vaping is one of those trends, and we do know that there's a big activity going on here in Oslo County. You may want to know more about it. You may not understand just how serious this vaping issue is. Your kids will say, oh, it's only just steam. No. You may want to check out with the folks over there at Community Prevention Services for all of your mental health and substance abuse prevention needs. Contact Community Prevention Services, 918 Henderson Drive. Call them today, 910-353-0979. Remember, Community Prevention Services accepts most insurance plans as well. Any kind of issues that you're having at home, whether it's drugs or related or just issues, stress-related issues. My God, we all talk about stress around here on a regular basis, and so many of us are involved in that, have issues with that. Get them a call. Again, 910-353-0972. Small craft advisory remains in effect through Friday morning. Offshore today, winds out of the west at 20 to 25 knots with gusts to 30, seas 6 to 8 feet, 5 to 7 near shore. Dominant period 8 seconds, sounds and rivers rough. Tomorrow, westerly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 3 to 5, sounds and rivers a moderate chop. Tomorrow, Saturday, looking better. Northwesterly winds 15 to 20, becoming northerly 10 to 15 towards the afternoon. Seas 2 to 4 feet, sounds and rivers a moderate chop.
Okay, and today we have increasing clouds with a high near 66. West winds 6 to 11 miles per hour, increasing to 13 to 18 in the afternoon. Winds could gust as high as 30 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy, then gradually becoming clear with a low around 41. Friday, sunny with a high near 64. West wind 5 to 10 per hour with gusts as high as 16. Friday night, partly cloudy with the low around 40. Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 62. And Sunday, sunny with a high near 66. Beautiful weekend.
Yeah, looking good. You know, it's really nice. I was just thinking about some of our commercials, our sponsors here, and also folks like Chris and the Crime Stoppers and other organizations. Some of them actually get on here and they pay advertising dollars, such as John Starzinski, his team. They do a lot of great work around this area. We've got people like Community Prevention Services. They actually pay money for ads for the stuff that they do. Yes, they're in business to make a profit, but that's what it's all about. They're in business to make a profit, but they're offering a quality service for what they provide. So, and Crime Stoppers is one of those, and we do appreciate all of that too. There's another organization associated with.
Yes. One of the newest adventures for me is Hope for the Warriors. And the USO had an area at the OAJ airport for the military. And for certain reasons, they had to close it down. So there was an opportunity for Hope for the Warriors to take that space. And we had a ribbon cutting last week. With a lot of dignitaries, our senator, a couple of the local county commissioners were there. And this past Tuesday was the actual first day we opened it up. And it's a lounge for the military, active duty, retirees to come in there and to relax before their flight out to wherever they're going, or while they're waiting for their luggage, come in, have a cup of coffee, a water. We have free chips, courtesy of, I could say, this Frito-Lay. Food Line has donated waters, iced tea and lemonade. We have recliners, a couch, television, internet. And our first day there, which was Tuesday, I believe I worked 10 hours that day. But it was so interesting to have these young Marines coming in, and left there that night going, there's hope for our country overall with these young people, and met they were wonderful. One young lady has spent the last 4 years in Japan, and she needed help locating on Main side of the Separation Building because her 4 years are up and she's going back to Boston. And just had a wonderful time talking to her, and then spent 3.5 to 4 hours with one young man who didn't have a flight until 8:30 that night.
Oh, wow.
And normally they're laying on the floor or sitting on the floor. Now they have a place to come to. They can sit in there and
it's kind of like, somewhere like the airline lounges, but better. It's free.
Exactly.
Duh.
And
wonderful.
It was just overwhelming. The numbers weren't big right now because a few of the schools are not graduating for the next 2 weeks, and then it'll really get busy. But so the Hope for the Warriors decided to go in there. We have volunteers, always looking for more volunteers. And I'll be out there today from 12 to 6, I think. But we're out there basically just to thank them for their service.
Wow.
And to make them comfortable. And really that day, we try to serve them. They serve us every day from the time they take the oath. And it was interesting when before we were on the air a little earlier, and you were talking about your military career with Bob and $64, I think, a month. I'm a military brat. My dad, God rest his soul, did 30 years.
Oh, wow.
And I just didn't realize some things that, for example, the military, when they're at boot camp, they have their meals. I always thought they were paid for. I mean, you got fed for that. No, it comes out of their pay. They get 3 meals, and that they don't have clocks anywhere around. So they know that their day, it starts at 0400, 4 a.m. for us civilians. When they get lunch, they know at least half the day is done. But these are the stories that they come in and they share it with us. And it's just it's beautiful. It's wonderful to do this, but it's even more beautiful to be able to serve them because they're serving us. And so we are out there 7 days a week, and we try to be there for the time where most planes land or take off and make them comfortable.
Cool. That's good. I would imagine that around every holiday, there's going to be an inundation for you guys to deal with.
There will be
crowds, no doubt about it.
Oh, no doubt about it. Tuesday was somewhat of a slow day. We did have, I think, about 10 that visited the lounge, and we give them a thank you card, and we give them a bracelet similar to this, Hope for the Warriors.
That's cool.
Nice.
And a lot of them wore it onto the plane, and they're actually thanking us when it's us that are thanking them for their service.
Now, is this before TSA or after TSA?
This is before TSA. So
Good.
when you come into the airport,
Get your ticket, get everything done.
yeah, then you'll come back towards where you would rent a car or pick up your luggage, actually.
Mhm.
And we're right there on the corner where
Okay,
there's some
that's
wonderful OAJ employees who have all the information someone from the military would need: taxis, information about the bases, whether it be Camp Lejeune or Lejeune, the air station, New River, Cherry Point, wherever, their little home, and enjoy what they want. And a lot of times they're just looking for someone to talk to.
Sure.
That's all they want. You know, what would you like to watch on TV? Nothing. And then we just talk. And it's just a wonderful thing to do. So we have that. We have a run coming up in May that we do every year. Hope for the Warriors is such a wonderful
It is.
organization. Any organization that helps the military
Oh, absolutely.
is just awesome.
Yeah. So, well, that's good. Yeah, you're looking for more volunteers, right?
We always can use volunteers. We actually have some iPads out there so that when the troops come in or visit, they fill out a little survey if they want to. We're not, it's never pressed, but that helps us later on down the road to maybe get some funding because we are a nonprofit. So again, everything's donated. The time is donated by the volunteers, and it's just so wonderful.
I'm just looking at pictures of the lounge. It's really beautiful. It's got its own little kitchen in there, couch, table.
But
It's very nice.
We have a Keurig for coffee for those
I see
that
that.
want it. And so eventually, on Tuesday, for example, the two young Marines that were catching the 8:30 flight, we stayed with them until 7:00 because at that time they were ready to go upstairs and go through TSA. But they were so appreciative of us while we're trying to let them know that it is us who thank them for what they're doing. And we're even getting
Nice.
reservists in there.
Really?
Yes.
Cool.
And we had one young man named Luis. He signed up. He is from Baltimore or the Maryland area. And he had enlisted in high school because he wasn't sure he'd like it. He loves it. And he's ready to go to Pendleton. And he's already asking to go be a full-time Marine.
Oh, they'll take him.
Oh, yeah. And hopes his first area is Okinawa. Assignment is Okinawa.
Okinawa? Yeah.
So these young people today, I know our country's a little different.
It is, but there's still a core here. We got
There
a
is.
core, and I don't mean the Marine Corps. I mean a CORE Corps. There is a core of Americans here, and we will persevere.
Yes, we will. And these young people, again, are the ones that I walked out of there that night just pumped up
Feeling
because
good.
of their enthusiasm about our future. And they know they're going to make a difference.
Oh, yeah. Well, they make a difference every day.
They do.
All right, Chris, man, we appreciate your time this morning.
It's my pleasure. I'm going to thank both of you for allowing me to come on and talk about
Anytime.
both of those. I could talk about some other ones, but I don't want to.
We can have you back at any time.
Well, we appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, and before you have your, is it a 5K run?
Yes.
You'll have to come back in and tell us about that too. So
Okay.
keep us posted.
I will.
On everything there, and we appreciate the information.
So are you going to be running?
This will be my third run.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Actually, my orthopedic doctor, after my second Achilles tendon, said, "You'll never run again." And I ran my first one 2 years ago.
Nice.
And ran last year, and I'll run again this year in a 5K. And we also have a 10K, and we have a 1 mile walk. And a lot of the wounded warriors take part in this.
Okay, Chris Miller said we cannot let Chris Marks go before he calls.
Okay.
He's got something for him.
My buddy Chris.
All right, Chris, it's your turn now. Give us a
Okay.
call. We had
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
did have somebody just hang
Chris-
up before we got on the air. So
Chris is one of my favorite.
he's a great guy.
I used to.
Yes.
I don't want to say embarrassing, but we had this ongoing thing when I was the announcer at Northside for football and basketball, and I would always make a point of saying, and with us tonight from the Jacksonville Daily News, sports editor and award winner, Chris Miller.
He said 5 minutes. He'll call.
in 5
And
minutes.
he was very shy about that, but he's a great guy.
Let's see if I can find something non-political here to chat about while we wait for Chris to
Got
get in here.
something that I wanted to mention.
But
real
I just
quick.
want to talk, first of all, it is political, but it's about last night's event too.
Oh, yes. Go
Let's just
ahead, yes.
reiterate that. And if you guys want to see Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, we just put up this morning on Facebook, our Facebook page, we put up a couple of clips. One of them was a lot of fun to get.
Yes.
The other one was interesting. I went back to my old days. I didn't have a real camera, but I had this excuse
You
for a
did
camera.
good.
But I can still
You know
shoot. That's
well.
not a big deal. But for about 6 minutes, Lieutenant Governor Robinson chatted, and he talked about some things that are probably near and dear to a lot of people around this neck of the woods. So you might want to go on there and listen up.
Yeah, look
Just
on our page.
Take 6 minutes of your time and take a listen to him. Sometimes I've accused him of being kind of boring.
Mm-hmm.
He was not boring last night.
He's a
And
great
then
speaker.
when Lori asked him to sing a song, I'm like, what is she doing? But we had Earl Jones and his son,
Right.
John, were there, and a couple of other folks, and a young man who played the national anthem on the saxophone that was just so good. Oh, my God, he was good. But we had Lieutenant Governor Robinson, he broke out into a song.
He did.
So you got about 2 minutes of that. He cut it short because he was tired and worn out by that time. I mean, that was at the end of his day. But he
did good on that.
He did a
I was
great,
like, wow.
great version. So
Yes.
take a listen to that too. I think you will enjoy it. All
I
right?
think it's I've Been Everywhere, something like that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
an old song.
It's
but
an old song.
He did so good.
And Earl and John kept right up with him too,
Right.
as instrumental as playing along with him. I don't know whether that was planned. I know it was not rehearsed. There was no
No,
time
it
to
was
rehearse
not.
it. It was real.
It was Lori Aragona that wanted
Yeah.
him to sing, and he's like, "No, we're going to let Lori sing," and she's like, "No, And Mark did sing, so it was
did.
fun. It was
But
fun.
Martin sang?
Yeah, Mark Robinson. It's
Martin.
No, yeah, I
No.
thought you meant Mark.
No,
Mark
but their
Aragona. I
son
would have to say something to Stefan
was
probably.
Yeah, Stefan. He was playing with Earl Jones
He's
and the
a great
band
young
there.
man.
He was sitting at the keyboard.
Yep. But it was a great group of individuals last night.
There's a lot
And,
of good
yes, it
people
was a
there.
fundraiser, but, I don't contribute to fund political campaigns for obvious reasons. It would be stupid for my name to start showing up looking like I'm supporting one or the other.
That's
I don't
right.
do that.
That's right.
Just a me thing.
If I could jump back Crime Stoppers just for a moment, because
Absolutely.
there are some people I wanted to mention. Every year at our December luncheon, Marine Federal Credit Union
They are so good.
They are so awesome.
Made to everything.
They really do. And Jeff Clark does a presentation of
Yes.
a donation they make every year, and I wouldn't be able to forgive myself if I didn't mention Harry
I'm
Brown.
glad you did.
Oh,
Yes,
absolutely.
Absolutely.
The vehicle that we have
National
was
Dodge.
donated by National Dodge,
Yep.
and we
Excellent.
still use it, and we still have it.
Good.
Well, it's Miller time.
It is Miller time. Hey, Chris, what's up?
Hey, good morning, everybody. Chris, how you doing this morning, my friend?
I'm good, my friend. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. I appreciate you staying on the in the studio for a few minutes. Definitely wanted to have you stay in the studio while I called in just to say hi.
Well, I appreciate it. Chris mentioned to everybody earlier our good times at Northside, and I see Chris a lot at the Cardinal games and some of the other ones. And if I can't make some of the games, Chris is someone I follow religiously.
I do on X.
Religiously. I got to tell you, this young man deserves every award he gets, and probably should be getting some more that he hasn't received yet.
That's forthcoming, I'm sure. No doubt about it.
Hey, Chris, that check for $50 is coming your way.
As long as the little one gets it, okay, Chris. Hey, Chris.
Speaking of Northside, and this is another reason why I wanted you to stay in the studio. So I appreciate you doing that. Is wanted to give a shout out to former Northside basketball coach Tony Marshburn. He's going to be inducted into the Jacksonville Ongo Sports Hall of Fame on April 16th. And so, Chris, I know you did those Northside games and with the public address, and you remember how great those teams were and everything. So it's really cool to see Coach Marshburn get inducted like this, and it's going to be a big class this year. Former Dixon coach Jack Brown's going to be inducted. Stephanie Rose, who won 4 state soccer championships at White Oak, is going to be inducted. Amanda Duffy, a former Dixon athlete, 3-sport athlete, is going to be inducted, and so will those 1978-78 White Oak baseball teams that went undefeated, won state championships. They're going to be included as well. So it's going to be a big class this year. But Chris, I think you and I are both kind of really excited to see Coach Marshburn and a couple of other people that we followed along the years get inducted as well. So it's going to be a pretty cool night.
It is. I was blessed. I graduated Jacksonville with Coach Padgett, God rest his soul, and Tony. Went to school with them, got to play sports with them. And I tell you, doing, and Chris probably remembers this, doing the Northside games, basketball with Tony Marshburn. He very seldom, I don't ever recall, and Chris, maybe you can, I never remember him getting a technical. He would get his point across to an official, but he never got a technical. And he had such wonderful teams. And Chris can recall those wonderful teams that he had. But Tony's such a wonderful individual, and as his wife is, and Chris is very blessed too to have a wonderful family. And I think that's the big key to Chris's success, Tony's success, Phil's success is they were very good at what they did, but they also knew what was the important things in their lives, which was their children, and their family.
Absolutely.
And I absolutely love Chris Millett to death, and I'm happy for Tony too. Thank you for sharing that, Chris. By the way, I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, my pleasure, and it's a big event. I mean, Coach, I don't know if you knew this, my friend, but Coach Marshburn was one of my high school coaches back at White Oak back in the day.
Well, I didn't, but you had a good coach. Tony's a left-hander, and he could hit Craig Thompson, who's helping his son now, Sean, coach at Jacksonville High School. One of the best players in Onslow County that I ever played against, and that was back in the early 70s.
Wow.
And that guy can hit a 3 with his eyes closed. But Chris to Chris, I don't know how long you've been doing it. Seems like as long as I've been around, you've been the sports editor, even though you're younger than I am. But you do so much for this community with reporting sports. And I encourage people to follow Chris on X.
Absolutely.
It's called.
Sign up for his column if you want to. If you want to know what's going on during the game, not only at whatever game you like, but he will have scores like in football
Yes.
for every team in the region
That's
throughout the game.
While we're out there watching the Cardinals play, I'll get on X and follow him because he's continuously giving update on scores with all the other high school football games.
And
and
we
et cetera.
share that with our
And so, I mean, I don't know how he does it. He's got a clipboard in one hand and a phone in the other, and somewhere or another he's got a
camera.
He's got a camera.
Yeah.
He's got a sub sandwich stuck in his back pocket. I don't know how he does it. I just don't know. He does. He
Yeah.
comes and sees us up in the broadcast
Because we
booth.
got food.
Yes.
Oh yeah, if you feed us, we will come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
No, but I appreciate the kind words, my friends, and it's the job is still fun when you get to work with some great coaches and great athletes. Being able to share the stories with all of y'all, and it's just a fun time. But yeah, just we look forward to that Hall of Fame. Like I said, 2 weeks, April 16th. The cocktail hour, and the tickets are still available if people want to come. You got to get them by the end of this week. So the Sports Commission people wanted me to be able to relay that message. You got to get them probably the end of this week if you're interested in coming. But the cocktail hour on April 16th, everything is at Sturgeon City. April 16th,
Nice.
silent cocktail hour, and the silent auction will be at 5. The dinner will start around 6, and then the speeches and the ceremony itself will start about 6:30. And like I said, just a very wonderful class, a big class, and just those White Oak baseball teams, Amanda Duffy, Stephanie Rose, Tony Marshall, Jack Brown, just wonderful former players or coaches, and it's gonna be a special night.
It's a great class.
Good stuff there.
It is.
And don't forget, Saturday night,
Right.
the boys in red are going to kick some butt.
Predictions on the Final Four, Chris?
Oh, it's hard to, you never know. I mean, I think, I think if you had to bet, which I don't bet, but if you had to bet, you would go with the favorites, Purdue to defeat NC State and UConn to win their game. But you never know. I mean,
Upsets are available.
Okay. Well,
Coming to a station near you.
All right, Chris, I've been giving mine already to people, so I'll go ahead and share it now. Final score championship game, NC State 74, UConn 70.
I like that.
But hey,
I'll take it.
Get past Purdue and we'll talk.
Yeah, okay.
and let's not forget the NC State women are also in the women's.
Yes,
They
yes.
are. This is a twofer.
Yep.
So it's very few times. I think UConn is the only team that's really done it. So NC State fans have a lot a lot to be excited for. I'm glad the games are like the women's Final Four games are on Friday night, and then the men will be Saturday, and then the national championship for the women will be Sunday afternoon, and the national championship for the men will be Monday evening. 9:20 tip off, of course. I don't, but they'll do that. So it'll be some great basketball.
Yes, it's going to be good
Should be good.
basketball.
Chris, see you.
Thank you,
We'll
Chris.
be chatting between now and then.
Oh, of course. But Chris, my friend, good talking to you.
You
and
too.
I hope you're doing well, and we'll chat with you soon.
All right, my friend. Take
All
care,
right.
Chris.
See you.
Great guy.
Great guy. Chris, another great guy. Thank you.
Thank you for your
Yes.
time. Thank you for letting me come
Thank you
on.
for the
my God,
cookies.
it's a pleasure.
It's always my pleasure to come on and talk. We'll be in here because I have a lot of fun in here with you
Nice.
folks.
It's going to be
Well-
a spammer. Maybe.
That's probably a telemarketer.
Oh, no. It's Theo.
Theo, what's up?
Good morning, deplorables.
Hello, Mr. Adorable. How are you?
Chris, welcome to Drama Country. How you doing?
I'm good, Theo. How you doing? I love listening to Theo.
I thank you for all you do for the county here and all the stuff. Sounds like you're working with a lot of good stuff.
Well, thank you,
But now we're
Theo.
going to talk politics.
Okay.
What?
The other day you called up and you see something, you say something, right?
Right.
Oh, yes.
So the other day you called up and you said that you didn't like that Biden mentioned the LGBTQ special day that we're having because it was Holy Week. Why did that bother you?
Well, I do need to clear.
It wasn't
clarify that.
LGBTQ. It was the transgender day.
Transgender,
Yeah,
but
transgender
Okay.
day.
that's a fair question, Theo. And then I found out, and sometimes I need to learn to let grass grow under my feet. But he had actually made March 31st
Sure.
Transgender Day years ago, and Easter falls on different.
Yes, it does.
On different
Right.
dates. But actually, Theo, the problem I had was on Good Friday, he chose to mention it again when it, for those of the Christian faith of any faith, Good Friday is a very holy day. And I just think he could have just let it slide by because he is Catholic. I'm not going to get into the religion part of things, but I just feel like that was the need to mention it on Good Friday, that Sunday is Transgender Day, and try to compare that to the celebration of what Easter is about. So I think, hey, everybody live their lives the way they want to. I just felt that, it was inappropriate on Good Friday to have to mention that Sunday which is Easter, that it's Transgender Day. So.
Okay, I just want to let you know that we have a lot of people in this country. I mean, there's more Greeks here than there are in Greece.
Oh, yeah.
There's over 200 countries in this world, and we have a lot of people that celebrate different days. And if the president just says a word for it, because he's supposed to, he's trying to satisfy everybody, right?
Okay.
So if he says something like, for one person and the other, I mean, we can't get all upset and excited. With that said, did you see Donald Trump do anything that you want to say something on Holy Week?
No.
You didn't see that?
No.
Let me remind you.
Okay.
You know he's got a case coming up for the hush money,
Yes.
and he went after the judge's daughter. Do you think he should have done that on Holy Week?
I don't know what he did.
Honestly, Theo, I don't know what he did, but Holy Week is different for
He
everybody.
mentioned her name, and he gave some information out on the judge's daughter on Holy Week.
It doesn't matter what week it is.
Yeah, it doesn't matter
Families,
what Trump-
families are off limits.
Okay.
Parents are off limits. Period. Bottom line.
Chris, did you see him with the president of the United States tied up in the back of a truck? He did that on Holy Week. Did you see that?
Huh? Do what? I'm sorry, Theo.
Did you see the picture of the president, President Biden tied up? Lee, did you see that?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
This must have been a cartoon or something.
It was in the back of a truck that he posted of President Biden tied up.
Oh,
and on the floor.
yeah. I heard that was
No,
on
I
his
didn't
Truth
see
Social.
that.
I didn't see it.
On Holy Week. You didn't see that to say something?
Somebody just asked me to ask you, Theo, if Biden wished everyone a nice Easter. I think he
Yes,
said
he did.
oyster.
All right. Did you notice on Easter Sunday that Donald Trump posted all the people that he's going to go against if he gets in the office? Did you see that?
No, but you sure spend a lot of time on it.
You spend more time trolling Trump than I do, apparently.
Me too.
Okay.
I get.
And then he's selling Bibles on Easter week.
Well, I thought that
did you
was
buy
ridiculous.
A Bible from that guy, Chris?
No, I mean, I think, here's the thing about Trump. When he was president and he ran for president, he did everything that he said he would do. His problem is he runs his mouth and he tweets too much. And he should have just ran the country and was quiet. But I think Holy Week for those of any religion, and they all celebrate in different ways. That's not a time to go and deal with politics and of anything that's of controversy, because it's a special time.
Should be a time of peace,
it's
goodwill,
yes,
among men,
but
and women.
No, actually, Theo, I didn't see that, and I would probably say the same thing, that he shouldn't have said anything other than wishing people happy Easter and happy Holy
Theo.
Week.
Okay, we got to go. You're late.
Oh, gosh, we are.
All
Gotta
right,
go,
Chris,
Theo.
we're going to talk again. Keep coming over. We'll see what happens.
Well, we'll love to. Thank you, Theo.
will.
All
Take
right,
care.
take care. Have a good.
Chris, we do
Thank you.
appreciate it, sir.
Thank
My
you
pleasure.
so
Thank you.
much.
Appreciate that. Thanks
Thing
for
the
time.
extra inning or two.
Yeah,
All right.
anytime.
You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Got an extended break. We'll be back soon.
WSME.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full-color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760. For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville. Open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
Welcome to Lingen & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lingen & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of these specials and many, many more at your local operated Piggly Wiggly store, down home, down the street, where good things cost less. Main Street, Maysville. Fresh ground chuck, 10 pounds or more, $2.99 a pound. Certified Angus beef family pack T-bone steaks, just $11.99 a pound. Boneless chuck roast, $5.79 a pound. St. Louis style pork ribs, just $2.49 a pound. Prairie fresh whole Boston butt, $1.49 a pound. Springman Farms whole chicken, $1.59 a pound. Prairie Fresh Prime pork tenderloin, $5.99 each. Butterball ground turkey, 16-ounce package, $3.99. Red seedless grapes, only 99 cents a pound. North Carolina grown fresh strawberries, 1 pound package, $2.99. Russet potatoes, great for baking, only $2.99 a bag. Select varieties, Western apples, $2.99. 1 pound bag, crisp snap beans, $1.99 a pound. Delicious tropical mangoes, 2 for $5. And 2-liter Coke products, just $4. Make sure you ask about Pig Perks and join the Pig Rewards program today to save money. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, down home, down the street, where good things cost less. Main Street, downtown Maysville. Remember, save big with the pig. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local Carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967, now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with always. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the experts. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning with locations in Jacksonville and Hempstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, great show this morning with all sorts of good information and whatever in there. I know
Great.
we'll have some more in just a second, but got something to make an observation about, all right?
All right.
We haven't done a whole lot political this show today, right?
It's been nice.
We've told you several times that not all Republicans like Donald Trump. We know that.
Right.
You know, we told you numerous times. Turns out that a growing number of outspoken, very vocal Democrats don't like that party's presumptive, at least for the time being, nominee for president. Joe Biden's campaign received a significant amount of protest votes in Tuesday night's primaries, adding to the narrative that the campaign is having a difficult time uniting a fractured party base. In the Wisconsin Democrat primary, 8.4% of voters selected the uninstructed option rather than vote for President Biden, which amounted to almost 48,000 votes. Additionally, 17,500 votes, 3.1%, were cast for Democrat Representative Dean Phillips, who is no longer even in the race. 48,000 voters picked uninstructed. Another 17,500 voted for a guy that's not even in the race on the Democrat side. In Connecticut, the vote total for uncommitted was 11.5%, just under 8,000 votes. In Rhode Island, 14.9% of voters were uncommitted, which totaled just under 4,000 votes. Rhode Island doesn't have that many people. The uncommitted results came after activists across several states have pushed voters to refrain from voting for Biden in protest over various issues, including the White House's handling of the war between Israel and Hamas. That's all well and good, but those who were vocally shunning Biden aren't enough to make a mathematical difference in the November outcome. Let's just look at it realistically. On the Republican side, the GOP folks love seeing the outpouring of support for Trump and do their best to ignore the Republicans that have expressed displeasure with the presumptive presidential nominee for that party. Pretty much, those from both parties will likely become offsetting penalties, canceling each other out. Again, both Democrats and Republicans have not publicly paid any attention to the one group of voters that as I see it, will decide who the next president will be. For sure, at least 5 other parties will siphon off a number of votes, not enough to sway the election unless the vote is extremely close. But with the unaffiliated independent voters, there lies the group that will choose either Trump or Biden. Traditionally, the unaffiliated vote Republican, but this is anything but a traditional election year. On one side, we're dealing with a criminally indicted candidate that can be described as pompous and obnoxious. On the other hand, we have a man with questionable faculties that even his supporters express concerns over. And in his case, he also has the albatross, Kamala Harris, as his running mate. Staunch Trump supporters, those who will vote for him regardless, likely outnumber the staunch supporters that Biden has. I'm not really sure that Biden has staunch supporters, to be honest with you, though a staunch group of Democrats will vote for a Democrat regardless of what they think of the candidate. So how does it all play out? It's really to call. It all depends upon what happens with Trump's legal obstacles, to be honest with you, and whether Biden can maintain a level of decorum over the coming months. That's the way that I see it, and we'll chat about it tomorrow.
Okay.
Coming up today at
today at 1:30 at Lejeune Memorial Gardens, that's off of Montfort Road, across from the Veteran Cemetery. There will be a memorial service for General Al Gray. It starts at 1:30. Mayor Sammy Phillips proclaimed April 4th through Sunday, April 7th as a period of remembrance and honor for the life of General Gray. And the county government is also lowering their flags to half staff today.
as they should.
As they should. Water advisor, swim advisory over at Morse Landing Road. At Morse Landing, at the end of Morse Landing Road, bacterial levels were high, so there's no swim advisory there. And a portion of Gum Branch Road will close this weekend, starting tomorrow night at 8 p.m. to 5 a.m., April 5th through the 7th. That's for road repairs. And that starts right there at Rock Creek, all the way up to Wellyfield Road. So you'll have to take alternate routes. That could be completely closed in that area.
Take a look at your road map and figure out a way to go, or run around there today and see how best you can avoid that area.
You know, Rhodstown Road, Northwest Creek Bridge Road, if you're coming from time 8 p.m. to 5 a.m.
Yep. See you tomorrow morning, bright and early at 7 o'clock again, about 22 hours. And our guest tomorrow at 7:30 is going to be the one, the only Onslow County Senator,
Mike Lazar.
Mike Lazar, going to join us in here.
To it.
And one of the topics that we'll address, of course, is his desire, or his, I guess he's investigating or taking a look at the possibility of privatizing
I say go for
the
it.
Department of Motor Vehicles.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
The vehicles.
Let's do it.
Okay.
We've got a mess going.
Let's find out what the pros and cons of it are and see if we can't get to the bottom line of it. Senator Lazar tomorrow morning. And no doubt we've got other topics to talk with him about as well.
You catch us up what's going on.
You're live at Local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME, WSME971.com, heard around the world. You can get us on Simple Radio app. And also here on Facebook and YouTube, as you know, our channels here. And let's see, what else have we got? That's about it, I guess.
Phew.
I'm tired.
It's been a busy week.
And my feet still
it's going to
hurt.
end well tomorrow, so.
We will see you tomorrow morning. Have a great rest of your day. Stay soft. Another dose of your daily D's coming up at 10 o'clock this morning with the Rick D's in the house playing the songs that you like. And at 1 o'clock.